Right now on ESPN, and it's Little League World Series time, and Oklahoma trying to stay alive against Texas East, 5-2, bases loaded, 2 outs, or no, it's first and third. They're still alive, down to their last out.
Boys being aggressive out there. Those just joining us, Connecticut's not out of it, but they lost today to New York. They take on New Jersey.
Took it on the chin.
Took it on the chin today. Tough one. Tough one for
Hopefully the parents get like a little dinner together. They go to a nice restaurant and they get pumped up for tomorrow.
Dude, TGI Fridays is probably that's what a nice restaurant is for them.
Normal Little League World Series stop is your TGI Fridays. Yep. It's going to be flooded with Little Leaguers.
It's over.
It's pop over. Out to right field, and the kid with the mullet and the Hitman Hart glasses makes the catch. I feel for you today, Dibs, because I know you go through this stress every single weekend with your guys, which are a little bit older than
it's
this.
Over for the summer, 16.
But these coaches, these parents, stress factory. Man, Brian, who's coaching the Connecticut team, I saw it on his face today. Oh, man. Well, he is wearing it on his sleeve.
Coaching's different than playing. When I was playing, it was right in front of me, and I was in control. You're totally out of control as a coach. You could give them all the prep, all the tips, anything you want to, set up plays and stuff. Then they have to go out there and execute. And when it's not going the right way, that's when I feel it's the most stressful, because you feel awful for these guys that are experiencing some psychological pain. Some of them, for the first time, have had so much success. Then they have a little bit of failure, and it's not easy, especially these guys. This has always been the toughest thing for me. I mean, the last 45 years of watching it, and even when I played, to watch these kids lose and cry and cry, and then they get in on them and stuff. I'm like, man, that's tough. They're 12-year-olds. It's rough for these guys, because now they're like household names for some of them, and then now some of these guys are going all the way to the major leagues. It's like crazy.
I love it.
There's been so many success stories. Let's just take Todd Frazier, for instance.
Frazier,
from what is it? Whatever, New Jersey.
Tom's River,
which puts out a bunch of dudes up into the major leagues, and they're always in the Little League World Series and stuff. It's incredible, but the high and the low is extreme.
Feel for our Connecticut kids. We can do it, boys. Got to believe. Got to be aggressive at the plate, too. Come on, swing the bat.
What did Pete Rose say?
I tell his kids all the time, number one thing about hitting, be aggressive. Number two, be more aggressive. And number three, be even more aggressive.
Yeah, but what did he... Well, I guess the hits leader,
What does
right?
he know?
Yeah,
what does he know?
My dad says you weren't that good. We did have some baseball in Bristol over the weekend. The Reds-Braves game happened on Sunday more than Saturday.
Did you see the home run, what they did?
No, I didn't.
So on the home run that the kid hit, the 3-run home run for the Braves, they ran a car around the track.
Love that.
It was awesome. It was so loud. And did a victory lap for the home run, dude. That there were so many positives. I know there was a lot of negatives, but next time you do it, if Mother Nature,
do it again?
Absolutely. If Mother Nature will, this is the reason why you do it again. That field is going. You can look it up. That field is going to a college program.
Oh, cool.
So it's a beautiful turf field. They're taking it and they're just rolling it back up, transporting it, and building it at a new baseball facility down the road.
I got a bunch of crabgrass, so if there's any slivers,
oh god,
I gotta redo.
I would love that in my backyard.
Oh man, yeah.
No,
it's not looking good.
There were so many positives, and I agree with you. I think they were going for the attendance record for $85,000, and there's no reason you started that game other than you'd invested in flying the whole MLB crew out there from Fox. Getting these two teams in there on a day where they should be playing a regular season game, transporting it, and you're taking it away from, and I'm pretty sure it was Cincinnati was the home team. You're taking it out of Cincinnati, putting it in Bristol. And so that affects now you only get 80 home games if you're the Cincinnati Reds, which they're not drawn that well anyway because a lot of people are PO'd at the ownership group. And thirdly, I mean, you're having to build this freaking unbelievable field. You want everybody to love it, but here's the thing: groundskeepers are from somewhere. All the diamond dry, all the other dirt, tons of dirt and gravel and all the other stuff you put in there. They want to show it off. We built this new baby. It's Bristol, baby, and all the other stuff. You want to show
They hired
off.
a race car driver to, hang out and wait for a home run to be hit, right? To drive that car around the...
maybe probably a lower level guy, but you brought in Kyle Busch. I don't know who the other guy was. They were going on their way to race Sunday, so they were there Saturday. Yep. So they had to get on like a helicopter and go to their next race. So you had a lot of money, millions of dollars put into this, and I think you wanted to hit a home run on Saturday night, but it just didn't happen.
Got some big pitching starts tonight for our local teams. Red Sox throwing Bayo against the Royals. That one in Fenway Park. The Mets got the maniacal one. Sean Manaea back on the mound. He's going up against the Guardians. That one in Citi Field. And the Yankees got the ace, Max Fried, going up against the Texas Rangers. I would say there's pressure on every single one of them. I'm looking at the Mets right now. I mean, the Red Sox are rolling. They've won 5 in a row. Fried is the get-right guy for this rotation.
He like Rodon. The reason I'm paying you all this money is I need you to stop streaks.
Yeah.
Your streak is the losing streak going in the wrong direction. We need to turn things around right here. Rangers are also fighting for their playoff life.
Right.
So this is...
Corbin's on the hill for them.
Listen, Corbin was the money man with the Nationals, but he's been turned around, and I'm pretty sure Mike Maddox is still the pitching coach with the Rangers, has been able to get something out of this guy. So this should be a nice lefty-on-lefty matchup tonight.
Sean Manaea, though, big spot for him. They are tied with the Phillies as we speak, and the Guardians are donezo. They've got...
Oh my God! They
so many issues.
They gutted their team. They dumped a bunch of payroll.
They got the gambling stuff in the background.
Right. You got a lot of negatives going on right now, so their fans are not happy. But man, the guys they got left don't quit on the Guardians. They play great baseball. They play team baseball, and if anything, I want to be a spoiler. I don't want to see the Mets go to the postseason. So right now, you're trying to get 2 out of 3 from them.
What are you expecting from Bayo on the Red Sox tonight?
I expect the real Bayo to step up. This guy can be great or he can be awful. He usually has one awful inning where he just totally melts down and it just, I don't want to say gives up, but gives in and starts getting upset. And that's the sign of a young guy. He's got to mature, continue to pitch. And it's hard, when you're young, to tell young pitchers, go out there every inning like it's a 1-0 ball game. It's cliche to say to a guy, but you could be up 6 runs and then all of a sudden go out there and throw too many fastballs and it's 6-3 and the other team's coming back on you and it's like, how do I stop the bleeding? That's what makes you a great pitcher, is how you can stop a rally. So those are some of the things. And listen, I think Core's done a masterful job. What they just did over the weekend, winning 8 of the last 10, like I said earlier in the show, winning 16, going 16-9 since you traded your $300 million player Devers to the Giants. And when everybody was like, you guys are going to lose, you're going to suck, you just traded away your possible postseason. And from that point on, and from the point on when Craig Breslow said we're going to win more games than lose, so from the time he said that, they're 25-15.
Yeah.
So they're a much better team.
Much better.
Since Craig Breslow went out there and kind of guaranteed they'd be a better team than people thought they would be.
Yeah, that's a .625 win percentage in that time. That is a World Series caliber team if you put that over 162 games. And looking at the Royals coming in, and you're talking about Bayo, and they're coming to Fenway Park. I mean, this is a Kansas City Royals team that was a lot of people's sneaky pick for a playoff
and they're
run.
Sitting right at 500.
They ain't out of it. They're 3.5 out of the wild card.
And they're playing well.
But those damn Tigers.
Yeah.
So you're probably not going to win the division, but like Ben said, now you're looking at 3rd or 2nd in the wild card.
Yeah, and I mean, the Royals right now, they're 3.5 games out of the wild card. They just took 2 out of 3 from the Blue Jays, and so that's, it's a Kansas City team.
Thank you very much if you're the Red Sox, because that helped the Red Sox gain some ground over the weekend.
But if you're Bayo, you're coming in against a team that's feeling really good, having won 4 of its last 5. They took a couple against the Braves, who obviously are having a down year. But it's a Royals team that I think at this point, if you're the Red Sox, you love what you just did against the Astros. But I think there are other points in the year where you would rather have faced the Royals, and I think you're getting a really good, cohesive Kansas City Royals team. Unfortunately, if you're Boston, that's coming into Fenway Park.
So Red Sox top spot of the AL wild card. They are 2 up on the bottom spot. They're a game and a half up on the Yankees right there in the 4 spot. Yankees are a half a game up on the Seattle Mariners. Behind them are the Rangers at 2, Guardians at 3, Kansas City at 3.5.
So when we talk about this, and you're looking at the standings on whatever MLB, Fox, whatever.
Yep.
In the standings of the wild card, it shows that the Red Sox are +2.
Right.
But they're really +4. I mean, they're 4 games up on being out of the wild card.
I agree. Yeah.
Okay, so it says +2 because the Rangers are the next team outside looking in, and you're 4 games clear of the Rangers. So,
they're sitting pretty.
The Red Sox are doing okay. I mean, they're doing all right. If you want to think that at this stage of the season, here we are on August 4th, the Red Sox are closer to first place in the AL East than they are to being outside of the playoff picture.
Not the same for the New York Met fan. New York Met fan might need to be a little bit more anxious about the scenario for its ball club. Now, there's not a lot of competition underneath the Mason-Dixon line of the wild card. The Mets, though, are sitting in the 5 spot just because they're not winning their division. It could flip-flop today or tomorrow. They're only a half a game out of the division behind Phillies, who are in that spot that they're fighting. Now the Dodgers and best record in baseball, don't look now, Milwaukee Brewers are the top spot in the NL. So the Mets, in your estimation, 5 games up on the next person that could take them out, which would be the Cincinnati Reds. Giants are still hanging strong at 500 ball, but they're looking like they're falling out of it with the Marlins and the Cardinals as well. Really, it's your Cincinnati Reds, Dibs, that could be the only team with the possibility outside looking into the playoffs right now.
I agree. And the thing is, the Mets offense, you paid a lot for this offense. They're not getting it done right now. In fact, they just dropped below batting average for the team, below the Nationals and the Braves in the division.
Really?
They are 12th in the National League in hitting out of 15 teams.
I want my money back.
And 2 teams that are behind them are the Rockies and Pirates. The Giants are in there as well, hitting 233. That's one of the reasons that you got Devers. So, yeah, I agree. Pitching is keeping the Mets in it. They just got back Montas. They just got back Manaea, like you said. Big start for that. But that's what the Mets are built on right now. The Mets are the 3rd best pitching team in the National League, have a 3.6 ERA combined. Their bullpen has been fantastic and carried them a lot. Nobody completes games anymore. So the script is final 9, final 12 out. And listen, I watch so many games, I lose track of who I'm watching. Like even watching the Phillies last night, but I'm watching their guy, throw 70 pitches in 7 innings. That's the way it should be. Then I'll flip over to another team, and the guy's at 100 pitches in the 3rd inning. That's not the way it should be. So there's such a flux of guys that want to throw strikes, want to attack the strike zone, and then guys that are dancing around it. And we keep saying, well, everybody throws so hard, and everybody does. Yeah, that's not pitching. Throwing 105, or like as Peter Gammons used to always say, throwing it through a car wash and the ball not getting wet is not pitching. You got to go after these guys. You got to save your arm for September. You got to save your arm for October. Now you have so many teams hitting. My wife just asked me the other day, what's the playoff format? And what's it like when you played? Well, it's totally different than when I played.
Right.
We won the National League East or West. Then you played that team. It was in the NLCS. And then you went to the World Series. Now you're playing like the wild card round. Now you're playing the division series. Then you're playing the ALCS, NLCS. And then you're playing the World Series. We're starting to get like basketball. We're starting to play so many games in the postseason. It's almost its own season. So having to have like those 16 wins to get to the World Series, not easy. Not easy. These teams need pitching. They need some offense. And like I said, looking back, the Giants have struggled since Devers got their 3.6 runs per game. But the Red Sox are finding a way to manufacture almost 6 runs a game. And now the pressure is on the pitchers. If I'm getting you 6 runs a game over the last 25 games, you guys better win a lot of these games, and they have. And so that's the one thing. I'll tell you what, Chapman has done a great job down that bullpen. Yeah. Whitlock, some of these other guys, they don't get a lot of credit, but I think bullpens are so overused today, way more than when I played, that the teams that are like winning and have great bullpens, that's special. I know that they compared the Yankees and the guys they got to our team 35 years ago. But what makes I know they were calling them the next Nasty Boys.
Okay.
But that being said, You have to be effective at the right time, and the right time is coming up in these meaningful games in the last 2 months.
It was Chris Sanchez for the Phillies, went 8 innings last night.
Yeah.
Now, it was Johan Durant's first save, first appearance.
Dude, that guy's electric.
Second, I believe.
Second appearance.
Yeah,
what does the walkout look like? I got to know. I know the pitching's one thing, but I got to know about the walkout.
How about
As the kids would say, fire.
They, I had great story passed along to me earlier today. It is the exact same as when he was with Minnesota. So it's
outside.
The Undertaker. Oh no, you got to, when we take a commercial break, you got to watch this thing. The communication staffs at both Minnesota and Philadelphia, they made sure that every single creative piece was transferred from one franchise to the next.
That's a great trade right there.
It was. And the Minnesota Twins, to their absolute undying credit, they said it's better for baseball if this guy comes out of the bullpen with all of the pomp and circumstance.
Totally agree.
Yep.
Awesome. That is awesome.
He also set a record when he threw to All-Star Riley Green. He threw the pitch 103.3 miles an hour. Set a record in just his second appearance.
Fastest
for him?
pitch ever thrown for the Philly.
For the Phillies.
Phillies history,
Phillies,
yep. 103.3.
Mitch Williams didn't throw that hard? Nah.
Yeah. Sure about that? Okay, fine. One thing that isn't awesome is a 30-81 record, and that's where the Rockies sit
Rockies
right now.
are on fire, man. They got to 30 as slow as anybody in the history of the game.
Now they were on fire Friday from the second inning on. So a weird game on Friday. They give up 9 in the top of the first to the Pirates, which God bless you if you went to this game. Pirates, Rockies, wow.
Never say quit Rockies.
But you've got a great ticket because after that 9-1 first inning, the Rockies battled back, made it a game, and actually won 17-16.
Yep.
Love it.
It's insane.
3.5 hours. Thank God for the pitch clock.
It was 3.5.
3.5 hours.
You looked it up. Nice.
3.5 hours. Everybody's earned run average went up. It was insane. You
So
got
their
your money's
batting
worth.
average.
You got nothing but runs and runs and runs.
33 runs on 40 hits, so it wasn't as if it was just, pitchers were hitting the zone and bats. They were hitting barrels, the pitchers were, but it was just another night at Coors
We
Field.
like to call it pitching to contact, man.
Yeah.
You want the fans to come back.
Exactly. That's why they did it. So some of the contenders series that are going on for those Mets, the Phillies are playing the Orioles. Baltimore, you can do some damage there. Oh, I hate it for you Red Sox and Yankees. Speaking of which, Blue Jays got the Rockies in a 3-game series. Sorry about that. And the Reds got my Cubs there, Dibs. So I don't know how much ground they're going to
Honestly, right now,
gain.
though, I like, listen, watching Peter Crow Armstrong or Ellie De La Cruz, these kids are so good for the game. You know, I love what the Fox crew said, but sometimes it's not up to you who signs you, who drafts you, whatever, and playing in a small market. There's a lot of superstars in the NBA, and they play in small markets. So they were saying, well, if Ellie De La Cruz played for the – well, listen, not everybody's lucky enough to be like A-Rod and Jeter and even Big Papi with the Red Sox. But Ellie De La Cruz is still a great guy. Peter Crow Armstrong, he's lucky that the Mets are stupid enough to trade him. And those guys put on a show. It's fun to watch.
I was just going to say, I love watching Ellie De La Cruz play baseball. I don't care if I'm not the biggest.
Dude, he has so much fun. So, he came out at the track the other day in Bristol, and he's riding like a little, it's like a 4-wheel trike, though, where you're pedaling and steering and stuff like that.
Like a power wheel almost?
It's like a power wheel. So, he's just such a kid. Everything is new. They asked one of the other players, how about the Andujar kid? How about the kid that they just picked up from the A's?
Yeah.
They picked that kid up. His first at bat for the Reds is at a NASCAR arena in front of 85,000 people, and then the game gets called. And it's under rain delay, and you got to wait till the next day to come back and actually get in there, and he gets a base hit, and he drives in a run.
And Miguel is somebody that came up through the Yankees organization,
yep.
so got to know Miguel, and he is just to say that he would fit right in with Ellie De La Cruz is just a smiling, happy child playing as an
that's
adult.
the way it should be.
That's what he is. He's
This is
just
what,
the best.
you talked earlier about what the Yankees are missing, someone who's childlike. The one thing I could say about Gleyber Torres, that guy had fun.
Sure did.
Some of these guys had fun. Even Baez earlier in his career, those guys are always having fun. That's something that just seems like, man, this is another business day for us, going to a board meeting. And it's like, dude, guys, you're Yankees.
Right.
That's why I like Shohei. Like, as much as pro Shohei is,
He's a child.
He is so funny.
Absolutely.
I love watching his facial expressions throughout the game. You're right. He's a kid. He's a kid out there playing
My
a game.
favorite thing and my daughter's favorite thing about Aaron Judge are those 2 wiener dogs that he owns, those long-haired wiener dogs, and she knows their names. I don't. I think one's Grace. But he's out there before the game playing with them. Now he's got children. So it's like, hey, do more of that stuff, man. Do some fun stuff. Live it up. You're a Yankee. Could you imagine if you played for the New York Yankees? How much fun you could have?
I'd never smile. No, I mean, right? I mean,
how much trouble I could get in?
Absolutely.
Gus and Penny are
Gus
the names
and Penny. Thank you.
The 2 dogs.
Gus and Penny.
Yeah.
I want to know why.
I think
we need to find out
Gus
why
was
he
the
named
first
him that.
one, and I think they got Penny a little bit later. I don't think they got him at the same time.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Dom Amore joined us earlier. Let's take a quick break. Dom Amore from the Hartford Courant will discuss the selling of the CT Sun and the possibility that we may keep the team next on the Rob Dibble Show with Ben Darnell, Adam Giardino on your afternoon drive. Thanks for keeping us on the air.